Hello, welcome Solex Nation. Did you know that we are less than 2 months away from Day of Discovery already?
Yeah, it's flying by.
Yes.
We're looking forward to it. And speaking of Day of Discovery and getting here, we hope that you are planning to come. If you haven't got your tickets yet, we want to make one announcement that on August 1st, we're going to do our last and final price increase as we close in on this event to get the final head count of who's going to be attending. And we make all of our final preparations, swag bags, seating, everything that goes with that. And so if you are on the fence deciding whether you want to, or if you are newly joined and you want to jump in with both feet and come to Day of Discovery, we'd love to have you in September. Get your tickets now. August 1st, we'll do our final price increase. And speaking of that, we will cut off, if there are any tickets left to sell, we will cut off ticket sales on August 31st.
That's right. Ticket sales close August 31st. And you know, it's 2 days of training and fun and new launches. And you know, every year we say, wow, we launched a lot. We showed a lot. New things in the scanner. We can't possibly top that, you guys.
Yeah,
we topped it.
Full. This is a full event.
This is a big deal.
Lots to announce and to have fun with and to learn about. And it's a great place to be. If you want to hear things first, if you like hearing things first, that is a great environment to get some of that handheld touch points, you know, as far as learning about what is new here at Solex.
You don't want to miss Day of Discovery. So hurry and get signed up. You have less than 2 weeks left of this month to get this price, and then we will increase it August 1st.
Yeah, also at Day of Discovery, we have a legacy dinner.
We do.
And so for those that hold a Solex silver coin, either you've bought it or earned it or won it, you know, what that is that's your opportunity to what will be registering for the legacy dinner. Those emails are going out now. For those that have not bought this is going to ticket holders so far.
Yes,
right?
just the ticket holders.
To say, hey, look, you're coming to the event. Do you want to register for the legacy dinner? There's no charge. The only key here is there's no guest. It's just the coin holder that can come. So if you want somebody else to come with you, make sure they have a legacy coin and they're part of the legacy group, and then register for the event.
And that coin, we have each coin and the number that is on the coin registered to particular people. So that coin must be permanently assigned to someone in order for them to come to this legacy dinner. If you do not sign up for this legacy dinner, and you're in the legacy group and you come, but you're not signed up for the dinner, we won't be able to let you come in because we do have a caterer that we have to give specific numbers to. So please look for those emails. They're going out now, like Kai said, and go ahead and register for that.
And one thing we kind of commonly have is, hey, you know what? I have 17 for some people, you know, a bunch of coins. Can I loan one out? And to Shelby's point is, you can't loan it out and then retract it. You can give one away permanently, and you do that by contacting customer service, saying that I would like to give coin 324 to this person. That then gets removed from your account, that gets assigned to the new person's account, and it is permanently placed. There's no way for that to be transferred a second time. And so that's a way to get somebody else who's not part of the group there, or they can get a coin themselves. They can earn one, they can win one, they can buy one.
That's right. Okay, we are coming to the end of July, which means we're winding down on our July incentive. We won't go into a whole lot of detail, but just as a refresher, if you haven't, thought about it in the last couple of weeks, it is you get a Brite for you and a Brite for the person that you enroll with all new enrollments this month.
Yeah, everybody wins on this one. If you want the specific details as to how you earn that, we have a blog page for the incentive program for this quarter. So go check out the blog page and get up to speed on that and get some free Brite along the way.
That's right. We have a podcast. Now, we started our podcast a while ago, and we have been putting the weekly updates on our podcast. And now we have started, as a lot of you know, we have started to create new content for our podcast. And so our next installment, what is it called?
Our next podcast.
Our next podcast is on our podcast. Go check out the Solex Podcast. It's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify, and a lot of other places. And listen to our first upload of something that is not the weekly update. Yeah,
we were actually been pleasantly surprised that many do like that. I mean, we've had not just, over 10,000 downloads, but tens of thousands of listens.
Yes.
And that's wonderful.
Yes.
You guys, we're glad that hopefully there's something of value in there as you use the podcast feature, with the weekly call or with one of these longer podcasts that go into a little bit more research and detail on subjects that relate to AO Scan, but also relate to just overall health, right?
I'm a big podcast listener. I like to listen to a podcast while I'm cleaning or I'm walking the dogs. I always have a podcast going. Or if somebody's watching sports and I want to not listen to it, I listen to a podcast.
Yeah, or she just doesn't want to listen to me, period. So
I'm really excited that we have a podcast. And if you're not a big podcast listener, just come give us a try and see what you think.
All right, speaking of closing in on something, our year-long incentive, the Punta Cana incentive trip, is coming to a close. You'll remember we made a massive announcement by adding the month of September on because of your high attention to all of your customers and newly enrolled people who were having just a grand old time with the scanner in June.
Yes.
We added on the month of September. And so if you haven't qualified for the Punta Cana trip, the truth is it's not too late. You can qualify in July, August, and September. You can get those 3 months of a net increase of 15 or 20 based on a trip for 1 or 2, respectively there. And you can go on the trip. Now, baseline reminder is the rules are the same. You have to have 3 months of a net increase of 15 or 20. One of those months must be
August.
Good. Okay, and that's next month. But if you haven't started, if you haven't qualified yet, you can still do it this month. So we encourage you all to jump in, get busy, close out this month strong, and join us in Punta Cana at the Hard Rock Resort there. It's going to be a great time.
We're so excited for it. I do want to say one other little reminder. If you already have qualified for the trip, remember, you haven't qualified until August.
Must hit August.
Yes, you must hit August. Even if you've hit the trip requirements for 6 months in a row, August is your key month. So just make sure August is
on
the increase
calendar.
Of the 15 or
It
20.
is on the calendar.
Yeah.
It literally is one of the months, right? But you have to hit it in August, right?
Okay, contest last week. Now you and Jake talked about hydration, and then we had Tammy Ward as well. So interesting. I can't wait for the full podcast to come out. The full, you all went into so much depth. So excited for that. But we had you go onto our YouTube channel and make a comment about something that you learned about hydration, or maybe something that you were reminded of when it comes to hydration. And we are giving away the Solex cup and shaker ball.
Yeah.
Now, these cups, we don't have them anymore.
Yeah, they're not for sale anymore.
They are not for sale. So the people that are winning are getting something that's very special.
They couldn't get otherwise, yeah. The shaker balls are still available.
The shaker balls are available, but
cups,
you can't get the
Solex
cup anymore.
Cups, yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, sure. All right, here we go. Oh, there's a lot in here.
There's a lot.
Okay, let's go. Jennifer Farr? 559. If it's not Jennifer Farr really easily in your back office and we can't find you, please let us know so we can confirm that. But I learned that my water will absorb energy from the sun if I put it outside. I will do that regularly. I already drink alkalinized, ionized water, and this is just one more thing that can make the water even more amazing. Thanks for the informative call. You know, that's so true. I love that. And it does. There is a layer in that water that will actually absorb the energy from light.
Yes.
And all different kinds of light. In fact, we go in on the call talking about infrared.
Yeah, and that
the
was
max
something
energy producer in water.
Yeah, that was something that was not played on the call with the discussion with you and Jake.
Yeah.
But Tammy Ward also talked about sunlight with water.
Yeah.
So we're going into even more detail on the podcast.
Yes, yeah, because we talk about not just infrared, but the range of light. All light produces energy in the water. Infrared has been shown to produce the most energy, but guess what's right next to infrared? Red light. Yeah, red light. And we love red light around here. We have our 660 band, our illuminator, great additions to not just dealing with water that's in the cup that you're going to drink, but also the water that's already in your body. So when you put the red light on your skin or the infrared light on your skin, it actually energizes that layer of water. I'm already talking too much. Oh, goodness gracious.
You talk too much? What?
Ow. It kind of hurt.
Let's see. This is Wellness Production. Oh, Maria White from Bridgetown, Western Australia. It's been so cold lately, so it must be nice. We're so hot over here. It's been so cold lately, so drinking enough water can be a major issue in my life due to the extra heating at work and home. I learned so much this week from all the different ways of bringing it into my life with more ease and grace. I loved Tammy's playlist, so as well as imprinting my water, I went a further step. At the end of the day, I broadcasted it to my home, which I added to my spaces and objects, so everyone could benefit, including my beautiful dog. It plays in the background while I'm cooking dinner and feeding my dog. I'm really noticing the difference. Thank you, team. What a great idea. Thanks for that
so
tip.
Fun. Good job. And good job, Tammy, playlist.
Yes.
All right, last one, last shaker cup. Optimal Wellness Coach. This is Heather Lambias.
Lambias? We are
sorry, Heather.
Names.
Heather, it's coming to you either way. The connection between the movement and hydration was new to me, but makes so much sense. I also love the tip about putting your water into the sunlight. Great info. Thanks, Heather. Wonderful. Yep. Oh, you all are getting the last of their kind.
Yes.
Shaker cup with the
shaker ball.
And that shaker ball is not just any shaker ball. That is a Cybin infused
That's right.
shaker ball. So it has negative ion properties. You can put that shaker ball in the daylight every couple of weeks for a couple hours and reactivate those negative ion properties in that Cybin.
Just awesome.
So good.
All right. Top and rollers?
Top and rollers for the week of July 10th to 16th.
We had some ties.
All kinds of ties
Yes.
in this one.
Let's start with second place. So the first one in second place is Letty Madrid,
And then we have Alexia Suarez
Temna Sturdivant.
and Julie Tibbles. Congratulations, all four of you. Well done.
Great job. First place, we also have a tie.
Yes.
We have Paige Morrow Wheeler.
And Marissa Corliss. We've seen those names before. They're going to
Yes.
get another Solex Silver coin. They're already in the Legacy group, but they're building their coin collection, no doubt about it.
Great job. Congratulations to all of you. Have you ever heard the term 3 and it's free?
I have heard the term. We use it around here. I've heard
We
several QLAs use the term 3 and it's free. Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? Does it mean, what are we talking about when we say 3 and it's free?
Well, what we mean is when you sign up 3 people with an AOScan subscription, you will earn enough money to pay for your own subscription. So you have 3 people under you and it's free for you.
Yes.
Now, technically
it's not free.
You still have to pay your subscription, and then you get a paycheck from us, and that's how you are reimbursed.
Yeah.
But your subscription is covered when you have 3. Now, what happens if those 3 are QLAs?
Oh, then we're gonna put a little asterisk on this and put a little boost to actually what's going on. Like Shelby just said, 3 and it's free is 3 people. You earn the commissions off their AOScan subscription, and you earn enough money to cover your own subscription. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. When those 3 are QLAs, you actually achieve the rank of bronze.
That's right.
After 3 months of doing that, you're the rank of bronze. Mm-hmm. What does that do? Well, that's going to give you a bonus, right? That for the rank of bronze.
There's a one-time bonus.
And then a monthly bonus.
Yes. So you're just earning even more money.
But there's more. There's more. You're also in the pool share already at that point. And so you get, because you have 3 QLAs underneath you, you get a quarter share of the pool share from each of those, right? So that ends up being 3/4 of a share. Now, if a share is worth $10, that means you get an extra $7.50. It doesn't sound like much, but when you're talking about what we're doing, you're into a monthly income of, you're approaching $200 a month.
That's right. So 3 and it's free. Try it out. When our Solex products go through the X-ray and radiation machines at the airport, does it permanently inundate the products? Or can the erase function get rid of it?
It's not going to affect your bracelets. It's not going to affect your negative ion products. It can affect your homeopathics, and it can affect your Cephi dots. It's always a good practice to erase before you imprint anything, okay?
So your homeoenergetics, it'll do the same thing as the homeopathics. If you go through an X-ray at the airport, it will wipe out everything that you've put in it. You'll be back at ground zero. So better to hand check it, let them know that it can't go through. Some of the clients that I've had doing the research, you look up chemotherapy, the original word was chemical therapy, which is most supplements, medicines are all kind of fall into that category. So a lot of my clients have just started telling them that it's chemotherapy and that it can't be messed with, and they put it right through. So that was one way some of them were using it, but yeah, it can't go through X-ray.
But the other thing with that, though, guys, there's nothing to panic about because you have your Cephi. If you get erased, what can you do? Re-imprint. Yeah, so the power's back in your hands.
If you're emotionally connected to a person, for example, your mother, can their issues show up in your scan? For example, my son smokes and nicotine comes up in my scan.
Oh, absolutely. I think I mentioned this morning when you have the emotion list, you don't necessarily own all of those. You can look at them and very easily see where other people are having major emotional impacts on your life. It can be your spouse, your significant other, your family, your friends, your employee, anybody. Even finding that some people are affected a lot even just by social media. It's affecting them emotionally. So I encourage people to start thinking about putting up proper boundaries. If it's somebody that's in their life every day that they need to put up boundaries, they can use the Cephi with the shield function. They can do a playlist for coping with whatever the list of the emotions are. Secondhand smoke definitely will come up as nicotine in somebody's test if they're around it. It can come up if they had secondhand smoke when they were 5 years old. It can show up. Remember I said cellular memory? So if somebody had parents that were smoking when they were children, they can come up for secondhand smoke because of that. And then there again is the nicotine aspect of either cellular memory that they used to just constantly eat salsa and peppers and tomatoes and whatever, even if they'd cut out all those foods. It can still have residual inflammation or effect on the body that still keeps showing up in a scan because the cellular memory is there and the brain in its magnificent, you know what I'm saying, and that word. The brain can bring forward the fact that that past exposure is still causing some residual lack of activity or some inflammation in that particular area. I think another point too on that is that just remember too that a lot of people that I've seen that have no recognition of some of the emotions that are coming up, and yet it says 5 years and 5 years is 5 years or more in the reports, or if they just have no recognition, if don't have those reports yet. A lot of them, if you remind them that some of it could have been in utero, a lot of them when their mom was pregnant, if it was very stressful, if there was trauma, if there was an accident, if there was, different things emotionally that were going on in the mother's life, the child picks those up and it can significantly affect them. And there again is where using your inner voice, where those things can start to be released from the system, it can even go back as effectively in releasing things that were picked up in utero.
How many sucralose pills should we take and how often should they be taken?
Okay, so in homeopathy, when you imprint your bottle of pellets or your bottle of tincture, it's one dose. Now, I've said this before, I think I'll repeat what Gene told us, 12 years ago. He had put all his supplements in, scanned them all in, and then when we went to scan people for the supplements, none of them came up. And yet he knew the supplements were good. What he had done is he had scanned the entire bottle of every single supplement. So as far as the homeopathic medicine knew, it was the entire bottle. Well, that's never going to come up. And so Gene is one, and you already know Gene comes up with lots of good ideas. He called us up and says, Loran, I found out that you have to do it by dose. So whenever you're putting a supplement into your supplement library, okay, make sure you do it by the dose. If it's one capsule or one drop or 2 drops or 2 capsules, whatever the dose is, put it in. And who was it? It was Becky, I think, yesterday talked about how she went in and put in the ingredient, and then she put in several doses of that particular ingredient or supplement that she needed. And then the scanner found the appropriate one she needed. I think it was for the thyroid or something, if I recall. And so that's what you have to do. So to answer your question, Once you've put them in properly, by dose, or by multiple doses, the scanner will come up and tell you what it is. It wouldn't matter if you took one pellet or you took the entire bottle. It would still only be one dose. Does that make sense? One dose. So it doesn't matter if you take 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. Generally, we at the office take, we'll just pour some in. It'll end up somewhere between 3 and 5, and that's what we take. And so it's really simple. Same with drops. You can do the same with your essential oils. How many drops of lavender or whatever, it'll help you. Vitamin C is another one of those that's really important. You need to put vitamin C in at multiple doses, 50, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, because sometimes your body will need a higher dose than other days. Okay?
Okay, so Loran, when you're traveling with those pellets, does the foil in the box protect the frequencies?
Okay, so your boxes that come with your bottles are also a foil box. If you pull them apart, you'll find that it's a foil that's been printed. And yes, it does help protect, mostly from just normal energies that we're around right now. Going through an x-ray machine, it's not going to be really dynamic. So like Deborah said, when you get to the TSA, just say, I have special medicine, can you pass it around? And in most cases, they generally will.
Is there any way that a person could be hurt, I'm guessing, by too many scans, frequencies? Is there any situation where you would not scan and rebalance? Is there any situation where someone could be hurt by maybe too many scans? I'm assuming, because it doesn't say.
No, because the system won't let you scan more than in less than an hour. Now,
Can you be hurt by too many frequencies?
Oh, if you put in too many conflicting frequencies, you can end up with a detox situation. Like I explained when we were first experimenting with Cephi dots 12 years ago, it'd be like you standing in a circle and 12 people around you and every one of them telling you something different. You're going to be, one, confused with all the information coming, and you're only going to probably focus on 1 or 2 of those voices. If you're putting in too many frequencies and they're not compatible with one another, the worst you're going to have is you're going to feel like you got the flu. You're going to maybe have a headache or feel a little depleted that for, probably up to 24 hours. But in most cases, that's not going to be the situation. Have you found that in your practice as well?
Yeah, one thing that I have seen is that some people think that they're very, very sensitive to energy medicine. And I'm always just really careful with them. I ask them, have you experienced homeopathics before? Have you used, explain to them what we're doing. And a lot of them prefer on their own to start with 1 drop AM and PM and go from there and build up. Other people will just do 10 drops or whatever, AM and PM, and have no side effects whatsoever. I did have one person who had smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day for about 20 years. And she came up for Nicotox DT. And we started her on that particular remedy, and she only could take 1 drop. And if she took 2 drops, she had the effects as if she had just smoked a pack of cigarettes. She'd turn green, she'd get nauseous and whatever. I worked with her for a number of years. She had to take 1 drop a day, and she took it for 5 years. And all of a sudden after that, Nicotox never came up again. And at that point, she could take a whole dropper full a couple times a day and have no side effects whatsoever. So she was a very unique case. But different individuals have different sensitivities, so sometimes you just have to work with them and monitor how they're feeling. I do like to tell them, if you do have any adverse reactions, call me. Don't just stop taking them. Call me and we'll figure out a way to adjust what you're using and have it where you're more comfortable. And usually just doing that and cutting back for a few days, they're able to just go right back to the amount that they're supposed to take fairly quickly. So I think it is being sensitive to the needs of some of them. Some of them may have just had past experiences that weren't very pleasant, and so emotionally they feel like they're going to have an issue with it. But showing respect even for that emotional response of what they're coming up with and working with them seems to work as well. And it's more the exception than the rule, but it is just something to be aware of.
For those of you who are new to the scanner or fairly new, Nicotox is in the homeoenergetics category in the CEPI. And homeoenergetics is basically blends of homeopathic remedies. And the DT that you see on those, homeo, whatever it says, in this case it was nicotine, DT means detox, okay?
Okay, there are a lot of Cybin products. Can you overdose on Cybin?
I can't sleep with my bracelets. My wife can. I sleep with it, I won't sleep. So if I take them off, I can go to sleep with her. She can sleep better with her wearing. So it really is an individual situation. You're going to find if you have too much energy or if you have not enough energy. So generally a bracelet or a necklace or the insoles, if you're wearing those, you're going to be fine. But yeah, and children, putting a child to bed with a bracelet on is probably not going to give them the best night's sleep. But not really an overdose, just can't sleep.
Frequencies for different emotions and ailments, but how do we learn which frequency goes to which item or emotion?
Okay, so if it's from your inner voice reports, those emotions are always changing, and they're gonna be tied to specific frequencies or frequency reductions in your voice that'll tie to different emotions. So we don't have the ability to say this frequency goes to this particular organ. If it's emotions based out of your vital scan or something else, that's totally different. We still don't know what all those, there's over 120,000 different frequencies in there, and we don't have them categories because sometimes this frequency can go here or here, depending on what's caused that reaction in the body. So no, to answer your question quickly, no.
Okay, what does it mean when you scan and get a 9 or a 1, but the organ has been removed?
Deborah.
The meridian's still there. You've heard of people that have amputations and it itches and the brain acts as if it's still there. Even if the organ has been removed, there's still going to be a scanning of the energy that's in that area. So even if a gallbladder has been removed, it's going to come up with a number. The other thing is, remember I said it's not diagnostic, it can be cellular memory, okay? So if a gallbladder was removed because it had a bunch of gallstones or was gangrene or whatever, it could be residual inflammation. Maybe when the gallbladder was removed and the surgeon worked in the area, there's still inflammation frequencies in there that are still healing. It could be a 1 if there is residual damage. Not that it was intended by the physician or done by the physician, but there could be scar tissue in there from the removal. And so the brain is letting you know what's in that area. So here, again, if you don't look at the numbers as being diagnostic, but you look at it as being everything from cellular memory to residual damage to residual inflammation, there can be a lot of information given to you about an area that somebody had something done to, and then you can have them have acupuncture. You can have them have chiropractic. You can have them have deep tissue massage. You can run your system for connective tissue, for the nervous system, run it for the spine. Start connecting the dots of everything that goes to that area, even though the organ's missing, and you can actually help the area a lot. Go into your Cephi and run some of the healing frequencies that are in there to help things that are even residual from years. So don't think of it as diagnostic, as I have this or have that, or it is there or it isn't there. Think of it as part of the body as a whole and all the possibilities for that area, and then just do applications from different angles.
Well, Loran, there's nothing like listening to the masters answer questions, and I know I'm including you in that. You and Deb, just wonderful job. Last day of discovery. That's really what it's like, right? That's we get some real time.
Real time with them and good questions.
And a lot of good networking.
Yep.
These days, the discoveries are awesome.
Yep. So what we want to do is, because that was at our last day of discovery, we're going to have them comment on the call. What is a question that you would like to have answered by Deb, Bruce, or Loran? Or maybe the combination, right? Sometimes we get really good input when we have multiple takes, even the same question, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So if you comment on this call, what is a question you would have for Loran or Deb? We're going to give away a ticket to the next day of discovery.
3 tickets for the day of discovery in September.
So next week, we'll draw your names, put it on the call here. If you've already earned or paid for the ticket, we'll refund you. But if not, put your comments. This is a great time to get what is now, $160 value. So wonderful.
And this is a day of discovery you do not want to miss.
No, it's going to be a big one.
We'll see you there.
Okay.
See you.
I don't know what's next. Punta Cana. I need a drink anyway.
I love it. You know what? Sometimes it just makes me feel good.
Because you don't know what's next either. Have you thought of that?
Well, you're in charge of this part.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that how we want to end it?